Good morning, students. Before starting today's class, we'll do the recapitulation of the chapter that we have done. First, we have studied about the need for the classification. Since it is very impossible to study all the living organisms, it is necessary to devise some means to make this possible, and this process is called classification. So classification is the process by which anything is grouped into convenient categories based on some easily observable characters. For example, we can easily recognize groups such as plants or animals, or dogs, cats, or insects. Now, what image do you see when you think of a dog? Obviously, each one of us will see dogs and not cats. Similarly, suppose we were to say mammals, you would of course think of animals with external ears and body hairs. Likewise, in plants, if we try to talk of wheat, the picture in each of your mind will be of a wheat plant, not of rice or any other plant. Now, all these dogs, cats, mammals, wheat, rice, plants, animals are convenient categories we use to study organism. And the scientific term for these categories is taxa. And based on the characteristics, all living organisms can be classified into different taxa. This process of classification is called taxonomy. So, this we have already studied in the first part. So, two things you should keep in mind. One is the taxa, that is the scientific term for these categories is taxa, and all living organisms can be classified into different taxa, and this process of classification is called taxonomy. So, today we will be studying the taxonomical categories. Now, classification is not a single step process, but it involves hierarchy of steps in which each step represents a rank or a category. Since the category is part of the overall taxonomical arrangement, it is called taxonomical category, and all categories together called taxonomical hierarchy. Each category is referred to as a unit of classification called taxon. Now here you can see this is the hierarchy of classification. The lowest level is the species, second is the genus, then family, order, class, phylum, kingdom, and domain. So, if we talk about the hierarchy of classification, the lowest level is the species, and the highest, as given in your book, it is the kingdom. So, this is the hierarchy of classification. Now, all organisms have common categories such as this kingdom, phylum, division. This word phylum is used for animals and division is used for plants. Class, order, family, genus, and species. I hope now it's clear that this is the hierarchy of classification starting with the species. So, species is at the lowest level and the kingdom is at the highest level. So, first of all, we'll study about the species. Now, species are the group of individual organisms with fundamental similarities. So, again, they are the group of individual organisms with fundamental similarities. And one should be able to distinguish one species from the other closely related species based on their morphological differences. Now, this new word morphology. Morphology means the external characters. So, based on their external characters, now Let us consider some examples. For example, Mangifera indica, Solanum tuberosum. Solanum tuberosum is potato, and Panthera leo. Panthera leo means loin. Now, Panthera leo. Here you can see Panthera leo. So leo is the species. Panthera tigris. Tigris is the species. And Panthera is the genus. So you can say Panthera genus has Tigris and the Leo. They are the species of this genus Panthera. I hope it's clear. Panthera is a genus and Tigris and Leo, they are the species. Now the second in the hierarchy category is the genus. It comprises a group of related species which has more characters in common in comparison to species of the other genera. Genera are aggregate of closely related species. Mean closely related species, they form the genera. For example, potato, tomato, brinjal. They are three different species, but they all belong to the same genus, that is Solanum. So Solanum is the common genus which to which these three, potato, tomato and brinjal, they belong. Similarly, loin, leopard and tiger. They are three different species, but they all belong to the genus Panthera. Loin, leopard and tiger. Leopard, it is Panthera pardus. Tiger is Panthera tigris and loin is Panthera leo. So Panthera is same. It means Panthera is a genus. Panthera is the genus, common genus, but they have different species. Loin is Leo, leopard is Pardus, and tiger is Tigris. Next in the hierarchy is a family. Now family, it has group of related genera with still less number of similarities as compared to the genus and the species. It means the related genus or the related genera, they form the family. Families are characterized on the basis of both vegetative and reproductive features of plant species. For example, three different genera, this Solanum, Petunia, Datura, they are placed in the family Solanaceae. They are three different genus or the genera Solanum, Petunia and Datura. They are placed in the family Solanaceae. Similarly, genus Panthera and Phallus, they are grouped together in the family Phallidae. This Phallus, it is the cat family. Panthera is the loin family. They are placed in the family Phallidae. Next in the hierarchy is the order. Order being a higher category in the assemblage of families which exhibit a few similar characters. Plant families like Convolvulaceae, Solanaceae, they are included in the order Polynomials. Mainly based on the floral characters. Floral characters means on the basis of characters of the flowers. Similarly, the family Phallidae and Canidae. Canidae is the dog family. They are included in the same order Carnivora. Next in the hierarchy is a class. Now, class include related orders. Class include related orders. For example, order Primata. This order Primata, it comprises monkey, gorilla, and gibbon. It is placed along with the it is placed in class Mammalia along with order Carnivora that includes tiger, cat, and dog. So they are this family uh, class Mammalia. It has different orders like Primata and the Carnivora. Then phylum. Now phylum classes which are comprising animals like fishes, which have the uh, Pisces, we say, then amphibians, reptile, birds, and mammals. They constitute the next higher category called the phylum. All these are included in phylum Chordata on the basis of the presence of the notochord and the dorsal hollow nervous system, neural system, or the nervous system. In plants, it is called the division. In animal, it is called the phylum, and in plant, it is called the division. Next in the hierarchy is the kingdom. All animals belonging to various phyla, they are placed in the kingdom Animalia, and all plants from various divisions are placed in the kingdom Plantae. So we can say there are two kingdoms. One is the animal kingdom and other is the plant kingdom. Animal kingdom comprises of all the animals, and plant kingdom, it has the various divisions of plants. Now we'll study organism with their taxonomical categories. First of all, man. The biological name of the man is Homo sapiens. Now here, Homo is the genus and sapiens is the species. It belongs to the family Hominidae. Order is Primata. Class is Mammalia and phylum Chordata. Second is the housefly. The biological name of the housefly is the Musca domestica. Here you have to remember that when we are writing the scientific name or the biological name, the first letter it will be capital and the species will write with a small letter. Here the genus is the Musca and domestica is the species. It belongs to family Muscidae. Order is Diptera. Class is Insecta and phylum is the Arthropoda. Next is mango. This you must be knowing. The scientific name of mango is Mangifera indica, where indica is the species and Mangifera is the genus. It belongs to the family Anacardiaceae. Order is Sapindales and class is Dicotyledone and division is Angiospermy. Last example is wheat. Biological name is Triticum aestivum. Triticum aestivum. As these names are new to you, you have to learn their spellings also. Triticum aestivum, where Triticum is the name of the genus and aestivum is the species. The family is Poaceae, order is Poales, class is Monocotyledone, and the division is the Angiospermy. Now, this table you have to learn. The common name, the biological name, and the taxonomical categories. You have to learn this table. Now, next is the taxonomical aids. Now, taxonomical studies of various species of plants and animal and other organisms, they are useful in agriculture, forestry, industry, and in general in knowing our bioresources and their diversity. These studies would require correct classification and identification of organisms. Now, identification of organism requires intensive laboratory and field studies, and the collection of actual specimens of plant and animal species is essential in is prime source of taxonomical studies. These are also fundamental to the studies and essential for training in systemics. It is used for classification of an organism, and the information gathered is also stored along with the specimens. In case in some cases the specimen is preserved for future studies also. Now there are various taxonomical categories used. The first taxonomical category is the herbarium. You must be knowing about the herbarium. It is the storehouse of collected plant specimens that are dried, preserved, they are dried, then they are pressed, and they are preserved on the sheets. You must have seen, or you must have preserved also the plant specimens like this. Further, these sheets are arranged according to a universally accepted system of classification. It becomes a storehouse for further use. A herbarium sheet, they also carry a date and the place of collection, from where you have collected that plant species. English, local and botanical name, family and collector's name. They are also written on the sheet. The sheet has the complete information about that plant. It serves as a quick referral system in taxonomical studies. So this is the first taxonomical aid, herbarium. The second taxonomical aid, it is the botanical garden. Like we have in our school also, botanical garden, it has a collection of living plants for quick reference. Now you can go to the botanical garden and you can see these plants, the living plants. Each plant is labeled indicating its scientific name and its family. Now the famous botanical garden, they are at Kew in England, and Indian Botanical Garden, Havra, and at National Botanical Research Institute, Lucknow. The third is the museum. These are set up in educational institute such as school and colleges. Now, museum has a collection of preserved plants and animal specimens for study and reference. You must have seen these specimens stored in the jars in your lower class, or now you will be able to see these specimens in the biolab also. Now these specimens, they are preserved in the container or jars, and they have some preservative solutions so that they are not decayed. Now, plants and animal specimens may also be preserved as dry specimens. For example, insects. They are preserved in insect boxes, whereas large animals like birds and mammals, they are usually stuffed and preserved like this. These are the birds. They are preserved by stuffing them. Sometimes in museum, skeletons of animals they are also found. In skeletons of animals they are also seen. They can be seen in the museums. Next is the zoological park. These are places where wild animals are kept in protected environments under human care, and which enable us to learn about their food habits and behavior. We can visit the zoological parks and we can see these animals live there. Next is the key. Key are based on the similarities and the dissimilarities. The keys are based on the contrasting character, means opposite. Generally in a pair called a couplet, they are a pair of character which is called a couplet. It represents the choice but made between two opposite options. This results in the acceptance of only one and the rejection of the other. Mean each couplet, it has two characters. One has to be accepted and other will be rejected. So each statement in the key is called lead. So keys are generally analytical in nature. Now besides these, the taxonomical aids, they also include flora, manuals, and monograms and catalogs. There are some other means of recording the description. Now, they are also help in correct identification. Now, flora, it contains the actual account of habitat and distribution of plants of a given area, and it provides index to the plant species found in a particular area. This term you must have already heard. Flora mean the distribution of plant in a given area. The second is a manual. It is useful in providing information for identification of names of species found in an area. So they help to give information for identification of names of species found in particular area. And monogram, they contain information only one taxon. Mean monogram, mono mean one. So monogram, they contain information on only one taxon. So this is all about the first chapter. Just go through it. I'll I'll be sending you the worksheet also. You complete it, complete the worksheet, give your response, and then I'll send you the answer key also. And if you have any query, you are free to ask the questions.